Boom. So a whole year goes by. We are hanging out. We're kicking it. I'm showing up. I'm going out there. She's coming out, to Dallas, and we're just having a good time. So a whole year goes by. Now our boys are probably like within similar ages. So um, they're like, hey, we want to, her boys are like, hey, they want to come out to Dallas. They want to hang out with their cousins. And it's like our kids don't hang out like, cousins don't hang out like they used to anymore. So I'm like, oh, okay. So my brother, he decides he wants to send his son. So his son comes and his son comes and stays for 6 months at my house in Dallas, right? The bully's son comes, he's supposed to be staying for like 2 or 3 weeks or something like that. I don't know. He comes and stays for 1 week, probably not even that long. And this night was my birthday, and I had took the boys all out. We went to like Dave and Buster's, and I hung out. And then by the time we got back home, we all got back to home. I was tired. Like we had been out all day. The boys had been out running around. We had dinner, and we just had a really good time for my birthday. I just really hung out with my nephews and hung out with my boys, and then that's just what it was. I came back home, and I went to sleep. I was in the bed. I was, sleep downstairs, and all the kids' rooms are upstairs. So I'm sleeping, and she's like blowing my phone up. So I'm like, what's going on? Hello? What's up? What's going on? What the F is going on over there? It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. Excuse me? First of all, who are you talking to like that? I'm not some 20-year-old little girl no more. I'm not no like 16 or 14. Don't talk to me like that. Talk to me nice. And I said, well, what are you talking about? What time is it? What's going on? Nothing's going on. Yeah, that's your effing problem. You don't never know what's going on in your effing house. And so now I'm like, okay, well, what are you talking about? What is going on? Oh, they're upstairs trying to beat up my son and da-da-da this and da-da-da-da. And I said, girl, first of all, I said, ain't nobody came downstairs. Ain't nobody said nothing. I said, I couldn't even hear anything going on upstairs. And I said, if that was the case, I think someone would have came downstairs and said something, but I don't think that was going on. So now I'm irritated because now you coming at me sideways and you talking to me crazy, and I don't, like I said, talk to me nice, my G. Don't talk to me like that. Don't talk to me like that. So then I go upstairs and I'm like, hey, what's going on? I'm talking to my nephew like, what's going on? Your mother's calling me talking about there's something going on up here. Like, what's going on? And I'm like, what are you telling your mom? I didn't tell her anything. I don't know what she's talking about. She proceeds to cuss me and my children. Now, what she didn't know is that I had her on speakerphone and all the kids were sitting there and they listened to everything that she said. And you and your effing ghetto ass effing, oh, I didn't mean to curse, ghetto effing kids, and then she said something about my nephew, which is also her nephew. And when you get back out here, I'm gonna have somebody beat your effing ass. He's 15. He's your nephew. And so I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, you need to calm down, because how are you sitting here talking like this? I said, you're making it seem like someone is up here dangling this little boy out the window by his feet. I said, what are you talking about? You think somebody up in here, like he's the Prince of Zamunda? Like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I mean, and there she go with them words again, talking about me and my children. And I said, you know what? Let's backtrack. I paid for both my nephews to fly out here, $800 a piece tickets, right? Let's just put that out there. Then me and money, money is attracted to me, and I am attracted to money. I will always have money. Money don't move me. It don't. Not even a little bit. Money don't even move the needle for me, because it's not that big of a deal. It's really not, right? But I just say this to say this. Like, I went out, I took my nephews out. I spent about $800-900 at Dave and Buster's. I had 5 boys with me, right? Dave and Buster's. We took the Uber. Like, the whole week that these kids been at my house, I probably spent about $2,000, like no cap. Not even including what I paid for the tickets to fly my nephews out to Dallas. Whatever. That's my family. If I got it, we all got it. Right? So I'm like, oh, for real? Okay, bet. I said, if that's the case, you don't want him to be here, come get him. Come get him. Send him home. I'm not gonna play these games with you. You're not gonna talk to me like that. You ain't gonna keep talking about my children like that. You're definitely not gonna say that about my nephew, who is also your own nephew. How you gonna sit here and tell some child that when you get back to California, I'ma have somebody beat your ass? How are you talking to children like, girl, play with yourself, don't play with Jesus. Okay. So the next morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, my nephew knocks on the door. Auntie, I'm leaving. I said, oh, okay. Where are you going? Oh, I'm going to the airport. My mom got me a ticket. Oh, okay. Did she call you an Uber? Because I'm not getting up and going nowhere. Have her put you in an Uber, buddy. I'm not doing nothing. Bye. Be safe, nephew. Call me when you get back to Cali. And that was it, right? So now I'm this and I'm that because I put her son in the Uber and took him to the airport by himself. He got here by himself. He can get back by himself. He's a big boy. He got it. He's what, 14, 15? He'll be all right. Baby. So after that, I said, oh, honey, I'm done. You do not have to. Please don't say nothing else to me, honey, because we don't. Guess what? If someone's not bringing you any value or serving you no purpose, I have no use for them. Bully, the biggest bully of them all. She's a bully. She's always been a bully, right? So I'm done. Current events. If you see my videos, you know that about a year and a half ago, I went through a very traumatic situation with an ex who literally almost tried to kill me in my home in front of my children, right? Backstory to that, my son ends up calling someone the same night that it happened. And you know, if you got a family, like I got a family, you call one person and everybody knows what happened, right? Everybody knows what happened, right? Boom, whatever. So when all that happens, right, I went through all that, dealt with that, I'm done with that, right? I end up leaving Dallas, moving back to Arizona, right? And by this time, I still haven't spoken to her, you know. I can remember, you know, wanting to call her when all this happened. And then I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. It's like, why would I wanna call somebody that's just gonna continuously laugh in my face? You know, someone that is gonna continue to bully me, someone that is gonna continue to belittle me, someone that acts like they are so holier than thou. Stop it. Like there's no competition. This is not a competition. The competition is there is no competition. The fact that you have, you know, been with the same man for 30 years and he still hasn't married you, right? Like, come on now. You have a Rolex, but you're driving in a Honda van. Let's make it make sense. The math ain't mathing. Knock it off. Stop it, please. There's no competition. So it's like I have to separate myself, you know, and it's like after a while we would like talk on like Instagram, and this is like current events, probably within the last 6 months. Like after that happened, I stepped away from everybody. Like I wasn't talking to anybody. Once I found out that everybody knew and no one actually reached out to me or called me, but then my mother turns around and calls CPS on me to have my children taken from me. No one called me. No one reached out to me. No one acted like they even cared, right? The bully sits here and says, well, I reached out to you. You had me blocked. But then turns around and says, oh, I didn't know. Honey, you knew. Everybody knew. Everybody knew what happened. It's okay though, right? So, like I said, we would talk back and forth on social media and it just be what it was, right? It is what it is. So, fast forward to current events. You know, the bully likes to be bully bully you to try to make you seem as if you are less than they are, right? And they want to keep you down because the thing is, if you're doing better than someone else, they're going to do and say everything that they can to ensure that you don't elevate and become the true person that God has created you to be. So what they do is they belittle you, they bully you, anytime you bring up something that you maybe want to do or you think that you will be good at, they'll instantly shut it down, right? And by just saying anything, oh, I don't think you should do that. Oh, that's probably not going to work. Well, maybe you should. It's like if you're dealing with someone who doesn't want better for you as a person or as an individual, who don't want to see you escalate or elevate, friend, family, job, and I'm talking about anybody, you need to separate yourself from that person. Like, for real, for real. Because the thing about that, a person like that, if you're doing better than they are, they don't want someone who's doing better than they are, right? And it's like, my thing is that I don't want to have to, even regardless of what I'm doing, I will never make anyone else feel belittled or as if they're of lesser value because of what I'm doing. In other words, I'm not going to put other people down to make myself feel better. That's not how it goes. That's not how it works. And this is what the bully constantly does, right? And so, even recent events, and it's like, my thing is that I know the bully. I know how she moves. I know how she operates. I know everything about her. Always know your opponent. But that didn't say no, there's no competition. I'm not in competition with someone. The competition is that there is no competition, honey. We are both black women. We're jumping over the same exact hurdles, trying to find a good man, trying to find a good job, trying to tap into the business industry, but you, for some reason, have this hatred towards me as if I'd ever done anything to you. The way that you talk to people and the way that you just act like you're so superior and, oh, I don't have to pay any bills and I go out to fancy dinners and I have Gucci bags and Chanel bags. That stuff don't move me. You do all of this for shelter. I don't need a man to buy me Gucci bags and feed me and take me to fancy dinners to make me feel valued about myself. I don't need that. Because anything I want, I can have and I will go get by myself. I don't need to. Material things don't move me. I got 3 closets full of crap. And you see these videos, and I pretty much wear the same thing throughout these videos. That stuff doesn't move me, honey. We're not the same. You having a Rolex doesn't move me because you have a Honda van. I'd rather have 100 acres. We're not the same at all. Let's get that. Let me put that out there. We're not the same. We move differently, honey. And I'm okay with that. I'm 100% okay with that. We are not the same. That's why I say there is no competition. Only person I'm in competition with is myself. For me to go out and do better than I was yesterday and the day before. Moving forward is my competition. So I'm not in competition. I don't need to be in competition. With who, honey? With who? You're not, oh, you don't know no one doing it like I do. You're the taco lady. You work at the post office and you sell tacos on the weekend. That's not that hard to do. That's not a competition. Keep moving forward, honey. It's not that big of a deal to me, right? So, like I said, the bully, she tries to do things and says things that will she thinks will hurt me. I'm not 16 no more. I'm not in my 20s. I'm not even in my 30s. I'm a big girl now. I'll be 41 this year. Honey, hurt people hurt people. You're only saying these things because you're hurt. When are we going to start the healing process, and when are we going to start the healing journey? Because if you feel like you still have to belittle people and talk down to people to make yourself feel better, you need to fix what's on the inside. Because if you're ugly on the inside, you're ugly on the outside. And I absolutely refuse to be in competition or even argue with a 50-year-old woman that has that is still paying on her BBL. When you pay off your BBL, then we can have a conversation. Don't don't do that. Don't come for me like that. That's not cool. That's all I'm saying. So, if you are being bullied, if you are dealing with someone who brings you no purpose or serves you no value, and it is not escalating you and is only badgering you and belittling you and saying things to make themselves feel better, I don't care who they are, your child, your spouse, your husband, your wife, people at your job, your mental state and your health should be the number one priority. Keeping God first, your mental state, your health, everything else is beneath that. The thing is that I'm a true firm believer of karma. The universe will do the job for me. I don't have to say anything. I don't have to talk nasty. I don't have to talk negative. And the thing is that when someone brings your children into the equator as if these are not your nephews, I would never say anything bad about my nephews. I would never say anything bad about anyone's children. Those are kids. But the fact that you always have to say something mean about me or my children, that just says, that just shows your character as a person and who you really and truly are. And it's like, oh, you've been hating since day one, honey. Like, it's not that serious. It's really not. It's really not that serious. You shouldn't have to um, down talk other people to make yourself feel better. You have someone like that has a lot of mental and psychological issues that they have to deal with. So I'm just gonna tell you like this: just be